It's recording. And then up here, go ahead and put your hand in that thing. And then see you can see how you can zoom out.
Why you call him bad boy?
Okay.
Because he won't eat his rest of his food.
Okay, Poppy. So what's your full name?
Donald Earl Hood.
So when and where were you born?
Junction City, Kansas, Erie County. 219 West 11th Street.
He
What
just
year?
likes to cuddle.
December 21st, 1934.
So how did your family come to live in Junction City, Kansas?
That's where they live.
How did they come to live there though?
Where were they kicked out from?
Actually, my mother's family came from Arkansas. Fort Smith, Arkansas is where they came from.
Where was your grandmother born?
My grandmother was born in Berlin, Germany.
Berlin.
Oh wow,
He's
okay.
spinning up a little bit.
And
Yeah, I know he is.
anyway,
There's nothing I can do
my
about it.
grandfather was English.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know what part of England he was born in, but he might have been second generation, I don't know.
Okay. But they moved out to Junction City from
Yeah, they were, my grandfather and his father were Smithies.
I hope to see an improvement.
Yeah.
They always had their own Smithy shop, you know,
The next time I
doing
see
wagon
you.
wheels and, type of welding they did there, metalwork.
Okay.
And so he had a big shop out behind his house,
Blacksmith.
blacksmith.
Yeah.
Well, Smithy blacksmith.
I've been saving these for you. These are super.
Anyway, so that's my mother's side of the family. My dad's side of the family were the Hoods, of course.
Where are they back from?
And my great-grandfather was a rifleman in the Pennsylvania Rifles
Okay.
during the Civil War.
Oh wow.
And he was a cook. He was a cook.
Did you see
Anyway,
Lizzie's
then,
tree?
His name was Joseph,
Here, Grandmama.
Joseph Hood.
Grandma.
and my grandfather's name was Joseph Hood, not
Now
Junior.
I see how they call.
And he was my grandfather was a section foreman in the railroad, bridge and building.
Okay.
And my dad, of course, was a railroad too, he was bridge and buildings.
Yeah.
And my uncles,
Okay.
mother,
I'm gonna wake
Joseph Hood, and his father was a clerk on the
Wee Willie
railroad,
Winky
Okay.
ran through the town upside,
at Union Pacific in Junction
upstairs,
City.
downstairs,
It was a
upside
division
down.
site,
Okay.
so the crews come in
When
and walked out of there or into it.
So that's how you guys came to move to that Junction City in Kansas. Then.
Silly.
They didn't make any moves, they always
Okay.
lived there.
Bottle.
So were there any other family members who lived around you in Kansas? Was there any other family members who lived around you?
Oh, yeah, my uncles and cousins lived in White City. And White City, in fact, I've still got a cousin and his family lived out there, farm out there.
Okay.
And my
You
uncle,
like Pitsy Puss?
Marty, was a very successful First World War veteran. He lost a hand, and of course, they give him a quarter section of ground, the government did when they, from that. So he started farming,
I don't either.
and he got surplus army horses,
Never. I used to be able to
To
tell how
work
much
the fields.
groceries
Yeah.
would be, but not.
and he became eventually very successful, you know. He started buying up during the Depression and different times.
Okay.
He bought up more quarter sections, more and more farms.
He was kind of the Donald Trump of Kansas City, World War II time.
Junction City.
Junction City. So,
And no, White City. You know
Yeah.
what White City was? Called White City. This is kind of racist.
Yeah.
There were no black men allowed in the city limits after dark.
oh my God, really?
Well,
Oh, yeah,
maybe he
even the
wants
railroad
more.
brought great gangs and they had to take them clear out of
At
town.
least we're in.
They had black men working on the railroad gangs, track gangs.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
So what was your house like in Junction City that you grew up
He
in?
gets
It was
halfway
a
done with the baba.
chop stone, native stone.
And
Yeah?
The walls were quite wide.
Yeah.
He was set in the window sills. And it was, my dad bought it way before he ever got married.
Uh-huh.
And he
now I'm
put
gonna
a
kick
kitchen
the
on
shoes
it,
up 'cause you're
put a porch on it, it was kind of, it wasn't a big house.
So how many bedrooms did it have?
We had one great big bedroom.
I said, I
And
thought they
my
looked
brother and
festive.
sister slept on the sun porch out there. Winter and summer we slept out there.
I'll be darned.
Even at 20 below, or 20 above.
God. So
We
there's
slept out.
lots of blankets?
Well, yeah, we were blanket. Anyway,
But it had electricity and running water and everything?
Oh, that's
yeah, we had
right.
electricity, we had indoor plumbing, we had a toilet, bathtub.
Telephone?
I learned to cook.
Yeah, we had a telephone, yeah. You know, you picked it up and said, operator,
He does not
and you give them a 2 or 3 digit number.
Heat it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it. And when you done that,
Yeah.
everybody else on the line picked up and listened.
So were there any special items in that house that you remember?
You know, there is one, down there, you know, this is back in Prohibition days.
Yeah.
Going down the basement, there was a great big stone block. Well, about that big, maybe 2 foot
Yeah.
big, whatever. And you slid that out, and back there was a big cooler. You know, that's where they stored their,
Was it like a hidden?
yeah,
Oh, it was a secret
yeah. It was
to hide the hooch?
It was a, yeah, that's where they hid their hooch. Homebrew.
Did he make it? Did your dad?
Well, yeah. I could really go to the store and buy it because it was,
Did he make moonshine or was it just beer or wine?
no, just beer.
And it'll kind of pour
Okay.
right in the middle of it.
So, let's see. What was your earliest childhood memory?
Lizzie, would you mind if I put that in some hot water and just kind of?
There was a burp.
That's been a couple of years ago, you know.
Good boy.
Just a couple.
Smiling and crying.
At 73, I don't remember those things.
You're just a happy.
Well, what's an early childhood memory then? Maybe not the earliest.
Well, I can remember going down to my Uncle Marty's on Monterey.
Brother's hot instantly.
Yeah.
They had a tar roof on it and it hailed and knocked holes in the top of the roof.
Was it like the huge Kansas hail or whatever?
Well, no, it had just a
Yeah.
regular metal body
Yeah.
with a tar roof on it about, you know, so big.
fat in here, Mom. Is that okay?
Holes were
Yeah,
knocked
she
in.
has to have.
Yeah.
So when it rained, it leaked. My brother and sister and I held our hands up like this to keep the water from running in the house.
So how old were you?
I don't know. Probably 6, 7 years old, whatever.
So what were the personalities like of your family?
And what did Santa say? Did Santa
Parents
say?
and brothers,
On
sisters?
Donner, on Blitzen, on Comet, on Cupid.
Typical family, I think.
Yeah. So what was your dad like?
Well, he was, well, rough and, you know, really a nice man.
Yeah.
No problem with it. But he only come home once a week.
Real? Oh, so he worked?
Yeah, he was on the railroad. Which was
Thanks for making
track games, scales and bridges and stuff.
And what about your mom? What was she like?
Well, she was
Don't it go all the way to the end?
disciplinarian. She was a nice lady though. When it was time for me to get a whipping, she'd hand me a butcher knife and tell me to go cut my own switch. I mean, what kind of, that's a good mother.
Yeah.
So I'd go out and cut my switch. When I was younger, I'd cut a real lean, long one. And I found out those were the worst kind. You want to get the big, thick ones that don't hurt as much.
Yeah. Wow. So what were your brothers and sisters like?
Well, my brother was always pounding on me. And then in turn, I pounded on my sister.
So was your brother, how many years older is your brother?
He was 5 years older. My sister was 6 or 7 years older than me.
What were their names?
Phyllis and John.
Phyllis and John. Okay. So what kind of games did you guys play growing up then?
Kind of what?
What kind of games did you guys play?
Monopoly.
Yeah?
Poker.
What did you and Janine used to play?
Spin the bottle.
We played. Janine and I, my cousin, were very, very close. Oh, we still are.
Yeah?
And, gosh, I can't remember what we used to play. Her and I would spend a lot of time together. Climbing trees,
Reindeer do. Did he eat?
climbing up the mulberry trees and eat the mulberries. And then her dad had this Model T touring car.
Yeah.
And she'd get the keys out, she'd start it up, and we'd go back and forth, back and forth.
With Janine?
Yeah.
That's cool. So
That's the car she learned to drive in,
So
Model T.
did you have a favorite toy growing up?
Yeah, I did. Tricycle.
Yeah?
Yeah, big old tricycle.
Well, so was it one of the big red
I don't-
radio flyer thing or something?
My dad pounded down the dump. The dump. And it was broken off, the big bar that come up was broken off. So he took it down to the shop, railroad shop there, and welded it all back together.
And you just, so how long did you ride that thing?
All day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and put it up in a big bush there, hit it on the side of the house. Next morning, I come out to get on it, it was gone.
Oh, someone stole your tricycle?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Well, anyway, I walked all around. 2 or 3 blocks up the street, there it was sitting on somebody's front porch. So I went home, told my dad, and I said, come on. He went up there, took a look, and he never went up and knocked on the damn door. So never figure out that my dad let that go. But you could see where it'd been welded.
Yeah. So obviously it was
It
yours.
was obvious.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do anything about it. I don't know why.
So what was your favorite thing to do for fun then? Movies, beach? I mean,
Give my brother and sister a bad time.
just beat up on them?
No. I was too little for that.
So a bad time
Be
how?
trickier.
Oh, I don't know. Just be a little butthead.
Yeah? You remember anything that you did? A joke or something you played on it?
Not really. I don't know. You know, it was family. It was family.
So did you have to do any chores around your house?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I always had chores.
Like what?
Mow the grass. Chop the chicken's head off every Sunday morning for chicken dinner.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have to clean it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mother would bring out a big hot bucket of boiling water. We had to pull the feathers off, gut it, clean it. We had an old stump in the backyard
Yeah.
where we cut the heads off, and then we throw the chicken out in the yard and let it run around.
How long would they run around?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds.
Wow. So what was your least favorite chore?
Cutting off the cow's head.
I can't remember the least one.
Did you get an allowance for all the stuff you did?
Yeah, I did. That's what it was.
So how much was it?
25 cents a week.
So did you save your money or did you spend it on stuff?
I blew it.
What did you blow it on?
Well, my brother and sister wanted my money, so I'd give them 3 cents or 4 cents to put my socks on, and I'd give them another 3 or 4 cents to put my shirt on.
Really?
Yeah, the money would last me a couple mornings while they dressed me.
That's kind of
Well,
funny.
hey, listen, I lived hard.
Yeah, you have your own personal butler.
When I was broke, they wouldn't have anything.
Ready?
Yeah.
So what was school like for you growing up then in Kansas?
Horrible.
Why is that?
Because I was dumb.
Really?
Yeah, and I like to play. I like to go out and play marbles. And we had big marble games then, you know,
Yeah.
big circles.
So what were your best and worst subjects?
Warm, it's good.
There you go.
There you go.
My best was arithmetic.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always liked arithmetic
And marbles?
and history.
And history.
And then for exercise, I usually got in a fight at school, and the other boy chased me all the way home. So I should have went out for track.
So where did you actually go to school at?
Never really made jeans.
In Kansas for a while?
Junction City.
Okay, from high school as well?
No, I got out here in 1947 with my parents. And I went to Cooch Grade School. That's where I met my wife. And
So did you do any school activities or sports?
yeah, I was on the basketball team and I was on the swim team.
So what stroke? You were on the swim team too? So what stroke did you do?
Side stroke.
I mean, we knew each other.
Yeah.
I knew he was cute.
So do you remember any fads from your youth?
My
He was a
dad,
safety.
Any fads growing up?
Very, very
Fads?
serious.
Yeah.
FADS.
Yeah. Any clothing or hairstyles? Or...
Well, yeah, we were, DA.
Tell him.
DA, tell what a DA is.
Well, you know what a DA is. Well, it usually had it chopped short down the middle, and the sides
Oh
are
my
like
gosh,
real
well,
long,
I
and
know
you
that's turning out
slip them
right.
back into a duck's ass on the back.
It's the
called
edges
a
are
DA.
weird.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
tell him what you're
Is it up real
pants
high?
were.
Yeah, okay.
Your
Well-
slacks, you had to wear slacks
Well, I wore,
and silk shirts.
linen slacks. Draped. Draped.
Yeah.
Peg kind of draped,
Yeah,
draped
kind
in.
of draped. And black silk shirt
I got it.
with a rubber band on it to make it tight.
Well, mine. They didn't come up.
That's kind of cool.
That was a cool cat.
Oh, please.
Did you have any childhood heroes growing up?
That's was there.
I have a
No, not really.
Like Superman, Spider-Man, or...
No, none of that. Never went for the fantasy.
I thought I gave you
What
that
about favorite
the
songs
other day,
or
and
music?
You see me every day now.
No.
The recipe that,
Can't think of them right now, Rob, but I did have them.
She's too busy.
do you think we should cut
What
up
about
the
pets?
bread
Did you have any
now?
pets in Kansas?
Put it in a basket,
Yeah, we brought our pet out with us.
or a bowl, or whatever.
We had a Scotty.
Yeah.
He was very one of our favorite dogs.
Yeah? So what was the name for the Scottish?
That we get.
Hey, what was the name of my Scotty? I can't think of it right now.
Teddy.
Pepper. Yeah.
Pepper.
I thought it was Teddy.
Anyway,
Darling.
he got hit by a car up there on 21st
Scotty.
Street. That's 23rd, 23rd.
So did you guys go to church growing up, man?
Yeah, we were Methodist. My mother's Catholic, my dad was Presbyterian, and they sent us to the Methodist church because it was only 2 blocks away. Closest church.
And
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, Catholic was not a
No,
problem.
no, Catholic or whatever. We never had a religious problem in our family.
Yeah.
See?
So were you ever mentioned in a newspaper? So who were your friends when you were growing up?
Ronnie Woods, his sister married my cousin Ron.
Yeah.
You want me to do the
So what was he like?
Yeah, real nice kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, ended up being a school teacher in Texas, but he was a survivalist teacher in the Air Force.
Oh wow.
Survival.
Oh, he was
So what world events had the most impact on you while you were growing up?
The Second World War.
So did that affect your family at all?
I see what
Well,
you
yeah,
meant.
my uncles went to war, and we lived 2 miles from Fort Riley, Kansas, where they had the,
But the big red one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know Custer was there at one time
Yeah.
with the 7th. He left Fort Riley, Kansas to go up to Dakotas.
Okay.
And you know his horse was buried there?
No, I didn't.
Do you know what his horse's name was?
No.
Comanche.
Oh, you didn't.
Buried at Fort Riley.
So how old were you then when war broke out?
Custer, oh, when Custer was there? I was very young.
So when World War II came up, how old were you then?
Well, I don't know, let's see, 6 years old,
34.
34. I was 6 years old, I was born in December 30.
So do you remember, just
I don't remember
hearing over the radio or
Yeah.
anything?
But I remember when it ended, the headlines in my little town paper were that big.
Yeah. What did it say?
War over.
So, printed big, so don't look and read it.
So what was a typical family dinner like?
I
At
remember
the,
one headline.
Yeah.
I remember one headline said "Japs surrender."
that's good. So what was a typical family dinner for you growing up?
Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy.
So would you guys all eat together?
Well, yeah, we always ate together.
So who did the cooking?
Well, my mother.
So what were your favorite foods?
Man, didn't cook.
Wasn't a question.
Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy.
Fried. Is that still your favorite food today?
Well, no, sometimes we had rabbit. My mother could fix rabbit like you wouldn't believe.
What was-
Well, Norma does too. She cooks good rabbit.
Roast.
Roast, yeah, roast beef, roast pork. Yeah.
The usual.
Well, during the Second World War, of course, we couldn't get meat unless we scavenged and went out, got in the barn and slaughtered it, which we did.
So did your family have any special holiday traditions? Like birthdays or Christmas or anything?
Nothing special.
We ate on campus.
We had birthdays.
So Mama said that her dad they always opened up their gifts on Christmas Eve. Did you guys do
Yeah,
that?
we did. Yeah, we did Christmas Eve.
So you wouldn't wait till Christmas Eve?
Except when Santa Claus brought always in the morning, but he'd only deliver during the night.
Uh-huh. So how is the world different today from what it was like when you were a child?
Too much. The world is too much.
The world, I'm sorry?
It's too much.
Too much what?
Too much of everything for everybody.
Too much for everybody. Back then, we were naive and we enjoyed it and we had a good life.
Appreciated what we
Today,
did.
everything is reality, TV, reality this, everything. Everything's so graphic and real. Back then, we had,
Yeah.
Neverland or whatever.
I think we lack
So
integrity.
you mean a little bit more idealistic? Or?
Yeah, right, and more innocent.
Innocent,
You
not
watch
idealistic.
some old movies and see how innocent they are.
So innocent in what way? I mean, just not thinking that...
No, I mean, more honest,
Yeah.
more real to me.
And nowadays you don't think it's as much
Well,
like
there
that.
was a storyline. There was more dialogue. Today it's T&A and
Reality,
graphic.
yeah, graphic. And I don't think we need that. Really, I don't think we need
Not
it.
as much as we have it.
We know what goes on.
He burped. Everybody.
So who was the oldest relative you remember as a child? And what do you remember about them? Hey Andrew, can you open up another biggin?
I've done that for a
Well, my grandmother Hood.
Yeah? So what do you remember about her?
Grandma Robinson? Yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember them well.
So what were they like?
Did you see
Little old ladies.
I went back to get
One was they were both little German ladies.
You know some wine?
Speak with a German accent?
No, not,
you and I are like.
Your glass on the table.
but they
All of our
spoke
files are up
a different dialect.
Except for some of us that have taken.
One come from Berlin and the other one come from the lowlands down
Of Bavaria, okay.
there.
But they have two different
Look at that
dialects.
face.
Yeah, Bayerisch,
He
yeah.
just doesn't
Versus Holzdeutsch.
Yeah, lowland German, highland German.
Yeah.
do yet.
Is this for your daughter?
So they really didn't understand what he
You
spoke.
take this and I'll go get
So what do you remember about them? Are they just...
Oh, they're
it.
wonderful, wonderful.
Treated very well.
That's what I think of a grandmother.
So they just always
They
treated
were
you...
wonderful ladies.
So what do you know about
Honey, look at
the
this
family
picture
surname of
now. I think
Hood?
it looks pretty good.
Oh, and well, that's Fat Street I've ever seen.
Yeah, true. I know they're English, of course. But other than that, great grandfather was, like I said, the Pennsylvania Rifles. And the other ones were railroad.
Ooh, are you supposed to do that with your
Basically
put in?
So is there a naming tradition in your family? Such as giving the firstborn son the name of paternal grandfather or anything?
There's no tradition like that.
So what stories have come down to you about your parents or your grandparents or any of your distant ancestors?
So it's golden brown, so I'll check on it before.
Can't touch them, to tell you the truth. I knew my parents were very, very good people. I was very lucky as a young boy to have parents like that. I've always felt that, and they were my best friends when they got older.
Really?
Yes.
So how so? I mean, they just...
Always helped me out if I needed it. I could go to them and talk to them about anything.
You don't like wine.
They were there for you?
Yes, they were.
So are there any stories about famous or infamous relatives in your family?
Silly, silly stories.
Can't think of any.
Nikki has them in her family.
Who?
She had a hole in the wall. Gang. Relative.
Hey, I found out this last one my dad visited that I have someone freaking was high on drugs and crashed into a car and killed a nun and is in prison.
Oh,
Did anybody say cut?
was it your cousin?
I guess. I mean, that's what I
Whoa.
was like, there's
Darn.
got to be a special
can't
place
top
for
that.
someone who kills a nun.
I just found out that we had one member of the family that was intelligent. I was amazed.
He just found out he had a cousin out.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, he just found
He had a cousin.
that's 16.
So did your mom pass down any recipes or anything to you?
For
Why
what?
the hell would she pass a recipe to me?
I guess not.
Yeah, it
Let
was.
me explain this. Men did not cook then, or even Poppy's here.
She passed down the recipe for toast, but apparently she didn't explain the goodness.
Her lemon,
Oh, no. I learned how to make milk toast.
Oh,
Oh, lemon
I have a
pie.
recipe for
She's got the lemon pie recipe. I got my dad's chili recipe.
chili.
Oh, we should try that sometime.
Yeah.
What about any physical character? What's a physical characteristic of the hood?
Well, the only thing we had,
Take a look at him. He looks just like his dad.
the physical characteristics were we were all very good looking. And, well, borderline handsome. And we were, not only that, we were very intelligent. The main thing is, none of us had an ego problem.
Emily, cutting
That's
roses.
funny.
And that's
You
the
know who would
truth.
eat this now?
Were there any special heirlooms or photos or Bibles or other memorabilia that have been passed down?
Well, I can't think of it.
I hope it's done.
So is that Japanese?
Well, that came from a friend,
Yeah.
friend of my dad's.
Yeah.
Oh, I got, yeah, I got
I
my
want the end piece.
Yeah.
single shot 410 that my mother gave my dad on her
How
first
many
wedding
minutes is
anniversary.
that?
Well, the ends
So
are
what year
worn
was
out.
that, you think?
I like
Yeah,
it
she
all
likes
the
it
way
well
done.
done.
Guess. I mean, a rough guess.
I'll have the other end.
1920.
I get
So a
this-
single shot 410, that was passed down to you then. Does it still work?
Oh, yeah.
We get the rare.
Single shot.
He also done it.
So what's a single shot 410 mean? Is that like a shotgun or something? Or is that a rifle?
410 is about that big around.
Is that like an elephant?
That's a little
So we're just
shotgun
waiting
shell.
for
Okay.
the Yorkshire pudding to get done.
Okay.
And you break it like a shotgun and you put the shell in there. You
How we doing for time? Oh, we got about 4 minutes left. We're doing good.
Let's get to the good bit.
Okay.
How many hours? See, I don't eat minutes, but
So what was it like when you proposed to Mama? Where and when did it happen and how did she feel?
Unfortunately, she said yes.
it's 4:25 for
In my book, it said 25 minutes, but we did it the seared real
I
high,
done it on the phone.
You proposed to Mama on the phone?
half an
Yeah.
hour.
So where were you at?
To look at it, would you
She
give it
was
2.5
home. I was at
hours
my
to bake?
folks' laundrette.
Yeah?
And I called her and asked her if
I
she'd
don't go
marry.
by the pound.
So how did you feel?
I would have gone.
How did you feel at the
probably
time?
longer.
Desperate.
So where and when did you guys get married then?
And what is this with the?
Vancouver, Washington.
And when was this?
1952.
That is my Bible.
Yeah? So what memory stands out most from your guys' wedding day then?
Well, I don't care what you
Well,
say.
we're
they're
clamming.
Handy.
So you guys went clamming?
Yeah, I was in Long Beach, Washington.
So you got married and then you guys, the whole family went clamming after it?
Yeah, and then went down there, we got a motel and we climbed in and of course in the wintertime, February, the sheets were damp and we brought sand in on our feet, so we were in a damp bed with sand.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, and he's sleeping and crying and sleeping.
So how would you describe Mama? What do you most admire about her?
Made a little sound like he does when he's asleep.
Everything.
Is he
Yeah?
asleep?
Always
Yeah, he's asleep.
totally in love with her since she was very, very young. I knew her,
Well,
2
they're-
years before I
Their
married.
genes.
Yeah,
basically.
I know. You guys have been knowing each other for what, 60 years then, right?
I don't think you're.
So what do you most
father.
admire about Mama?
Well, she's clean. Keeps a good, clean home and very,
What do you mean?
keep our kids clean, me fed, nice home,
So what do you think the key is to being a successful marriage for 50 plus years?
no idea. No idea.
I just reminded
Love your lady,
Yep.
work hard,
you.
and do the right thing. That's what I think.
So how did you find out that you were going to be a parent for the first time?
Well, the heats went on.
Well, I guess she told me.
Oh, when?
Is it?
Were you
Are
working
you
or?
getting a
Wrong time.
temperature?
It's wrong time.
Yeah.
Stress.
Is it
Well, I was working
stress,
for
the
a
pressure.
tiller
Is that your
corporation,
thermometer working? That's what I
or
was
made
wondering.
rotor tillers.
Yeah.
It's moving.
So why did you choose,
It's
your
cool
children's
now.
names?
Oh, yeah.
It has to be done.
So how did you guys choose the names that you did?
That's no idea.
It's not registered.
So Mama, how come you guys chose Kathy and Bruce?
Yeah, it's up at 100.
I don't know. My mother and Don named Bruce.
Yeah, but your mother and your
I loved the name Kathy from the time I was a little girl, and there weren't any Kathys around.
Well, we
About the
thought her
time
name
there
was
was.
Kathleen, but
Sure
then we
made
thought, no, we name her Kathleen, they'll call her Kathy. So we just cut to the chase.
Carrots in there. We get
Kathy
une
May.
petite a bit of carrots and une petite bit of gravy. Sorry,
So what was your proudest moment as a parent?
but lots of meat.
The minute she was
It'll
born.
be fine.
Oh, my daughter was born.
When I
When they
met,
graduated.
when she met her husband.
Yeah.
When we picked out the right man and she married him.
I know, I don't like that.
You don't like
You
that?
don't like it.
So what did you guys enjoy doing together when the kids were young?
Oh, take a tease. When did
Oh,
what?
What did you guys enjoy doing together when the kids were young?
We played a lot
Kind
of
of personal
tennis.
question.
You did?
Yeah,
A lot of
a
tennis.
lot of tennis.
So when the
What? Are you saying when we went together
when the
or
kids
when
were
we're
young?
married?
When the kids were young?
When our kids were young.
Did you guys do that together?
Probably are.
Well, camping, crabbing.
Well, camping, crabbing. and-
That's all we did,
Yeah,
camping
we
and
we
crabbing.
camped and fished.
Fishing,
Yeah.
Fishing, yeah.
those three things.
That's all we did.
And we did a lot of it.
We done a hell of a lot of it.
I think it's time now to eat Christmas dinner.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your interview. Don.
Sounds
You did good.
Now ask
You made
You
up a
finished
lot of
stage
questions.
one.
You-
We haven't even started on the railroad stories yet.
You made up a lot of good stuff.
Well, it's done taping.
Yeah.
Oh,